rained quite a bit last night. I kind of pulled this dirt back, try to keep water from going into the house, because I had just started knocking down that dirt, because we got a lot of grading to do here. The plan here is to regrade this yard so that water won't flow into the house anymore, because water was getting in along this wall here. There are French drains here. There's been like 2 different sets of French drains. The original one I think was very small, and then the second one had like 4 boxes all along here, which are still here. Oh, there's one right there. It had 4 boxes like this spaced throughout here. So my plan is to try to regrade this whole area so that you don't really need a French drain, but then I'm going to put the French drain back in anyway, and I'm going to double it. Not double the intakes, but I want to double the pipe runs out. So my plan is to see if I can reuse that old white PVC one and tie these bigger boxes into that one, because the old white PVC had like a small inlet like that. I want to tie into it down around there somewhere, but I need to figure out where all these drains go and if they still work. So there's a lot of little moving parts here at the same time. But man, we got a lot of dirt to move out of here. I don't really know where to put it. I don't want to be handling the dirt again and again. I may end up piling a lot of dirt right over there. That's topsoil right there, so I'll probably take the box blade and scrape off all of this topsoil here, because we're going to have to bring the grade back that way. And I really don't want a retaining wall. So it's not really front and loader work here. You could do it. I'm going to see if I can do it more with the box blade, though. I think it's going to be healthier on the machines. But if that doesn't work, then we'll go back to using the front loaders. And if that doesn't work, we'll do it the slow, messy way with the backhoe. Just kind of scrape it off a little bit at a time. First step is to start getting the dirt moved away, get this regraded. And then next step is going to be finding out the conclusion of the French drains downhill, make sure that they still work. And then third is going to be actually reinstalling the French drains at the bottom of the new grade. And probably fourth is we should spread topsoil back over. A lot of dirt work, great time to practice and experiment. I do not really know a lot about doing all this stuff, but I really like using machinery and equipment, and obviously we have a backhoe. Let's do it. Okay, so that box blade is almost worthless for digging. It's just kind of sliding on across the top because it can't go deep enough to keep its dirt. I think I'm just gonna have to use the front end loaders and dig it the hard way, which can be putting a lot of wear and tear on the loader arms. So I may use the backhoe more because it's a little heavier duty, I think. What this will allow us to do is to kind of put the Terramite and the Kubota to the test against each other. And you can see which one does better loading the front loader bucket. And sort of soft soil. This was really dry, but we got a lot of rain last night. It's actually pretty nice consistency, I think. So 2-wheel drive front loader backhoe versus 4-wheel drive compact tractor, subcompact tractor. Which one do you think will do better? Let's find out. Let's fire up the Terramite and get these two working together. loader because you can't see what you're doing and you end up making it very wavy. The Terramite will dig. It's working hard to dig, but it'll dig with the bucket. Obviously, a toothed bucket would be ideal. I don't have a toothed bucket though, so we're working with what we got. Anyway, let's try the Kubota now and see what the Kubota does. There you have it, a quick comparison. Except for the Kubota stopped running real well also. The Kubota actually did a little better than I expected. The Kubota is definitely a lot lighter weight, but it's really scrappy. It'll try to pull the front wheels, but when you're trying to dig like this, you can really only use the front wheels when you're trying to pick up. So when you're like trying to push forward, you almost can't use the front wheels to drive as much. Because if you got them down, you're not putting enough weight on your front edge of your bucket to dig. So it's a kind of a balance. But it did decent. Maybe even better than the Backhoe. I couldn't really tell from my perspective up there. I will say the hydraulics on the Kubota are a lot quicker and more responsive. Easier to use, especially when you're running at full throttle. I ran both machines at full throttle for an even comparison. And I was using the diff lock on the Kubota, 4-wheel drive with the diff lock. The Backhoe just is what it is. It's got a limited slip and it'll catch and start spinning both wheels. And it works pretty well. But the Backhoe definitely sounds like it's laboring a lot harder because that transmission really starts whining and you can bog the engine down. They both were able to get a full bucket load of dirt. It's just really hard on a tractor to see when your bucket is full of dirt. Perhaps even more so on the Terramite because the bucket's designed so that it won't roll back and dump stuff on you. So that means the top of the bucket is more enclosed. So it's hard to see into the bucket. But it's not easy to see in either of them. Yeah, both machines they'll dig and come in here and put up a fight and get a full load of dirt. But I'm going to keep running the Terramite because I don't want to hurt the Kubota doing this type of work. And the Kubota just started running a little rough, so. Still having issues with the fuel. We put some fuel treatment in there, but it's still working it out. The Kubota's kind of funny. It gets stuck easily trying to push and move a lot of dirt. It'll back up and unstick itself pretty quickly, but it just runs out of traction trying to go forward. That's what I've got my blade hooked on. Stop. I mean, it works, but kind of a little tractor. And having this small wheel size makes a bouncy ride compared to the backhoe. But together, I think we will get it done. I'm able to get some use out of that box blade now that I've gotten that in there. It helps to level things out a little bit. I know it's not near perfectly level, but so what I've done here is we've gotten the topsoil off this strip. So the next two things, I think I'm going to come in here and get one wheel in here and try to take this back a little farther. But that's how I'm going to feather it out, is just get one wheel in here and try to take off. I take off by doing that. And of course, this whole row of dirt needs to come out. Most of this is topsoil here, so I'll probably use the front loader backhoe for that. It's already loose stuff. Some of this we just dug up last night. Let's keep moving forward and fire up the backhoe and get some of this dirt out of here. Let's move some dirt. Push it to the max. I may need to push that whole pile further this way, get a little more room. Something funky going on. Well, fancy that. Both tractors are giving me fuel problems. How annoying, especially in the middle of trying to actually get after this. I will say, the one good thing from my perspective is that this tractor just has a regular lawnmower engine in there, so it wouldn't be the end of the world to try to clean it. I probably need to change out my fuel filters. Probably should change out that fuel line while I'm at it. It doesn't look very healthy. Put some fuel treatment in there. See if that clears it up. Yeah, this one's starting to run a little better. Let's go do some pile pushing with the Kubota and see how it stacks up to the Terramite. As planned. I've been fighting a tire going flat on the Kubota, and I noticed it was getting low again. And yep, I just threw a bead, which I've never done before on a tractor. So that's kind of annoying. Never done that before, which is probably why I wasn't super worried about it happening yet. I was like, yeah, I need to get some air on that pretty soon. But we've been fighting a flat tire on this thing for a while now, probably a year, I don't know. But it's just been going down faster and faster. Let me pick this thing up with a bucket and see if we can get it cleaned off. I think we're done for today. It's starting to get dark. And, well, I mean, we got some dirt moved. Only working out here a couple hours, we got some dirt moved. Certainly not what I was wanting to move, but hey, this is all part of the fun, right? Fighting with the equipment. I don't think it's the equipment's fault. This is just kind of normal stuff that would be more our fault than anything else. Fuel getting dirty or whatever. Flat tire. But both machines are performing pretty well. I'd love to have a little bit better box weight set up, but yeah, I'll just keep plugging away at this as I can. If I have something that'll run. Anyway, we may need to take that tire in tomorrow and get that tire fixed and get some more gas and fuel treatment for the backhoe. We got fuel treatment in the Kubota. Hopefully it'll clear out here in a little bit. And maybe throw the angle blade back on the Kubota. But yeah, we'll get it done. And the day one of working in earnest on getting this French drain put back in.